and I made a fire video, and it cut out. Oh my God, Google Meets, man, you guys got to do better. I don't know what's going on with this app, but I wanted to go over something, and I understand now what Lauren Hill was saying when she said it could be all so simple, but we rather make it hard, right? So a lot of times, and I want to thank some of you guys for your patience, thank everything, right? I don't know if I'm really fully ready to come back yet. I've tried so hard, but I'm working in the background. So, I'm still making videos and content for you guys. But right now, I'm just coming to a high level of understanding. So I'm just, it's crazy, man. But she is correct. Like, we make this a lot more complex than it needs to be. And a lot of times when I'm saying that you guys need to read your agreements, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be rude. But a lot of times people act in a way where you're not reading your agreements. We're not sending correspondence to the right areas. And then we're wondering why we're not getting stuff done. Okay. That's why I did a video talking about dealing with presentments, because if you make a presentment in the wrong area, you're going to get the wrong response. So sometimes when you call, that's why I say you call the bank, ask for their addresses, ask where you need to send correspondence for what you're trying to get done, and you'll get yourself in a better, you'll have a higher level of success than most people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you over to presentments under the Uniform Commercial Code. And I know this may sound redundant, and I know this may sound like, oh, you already did a video about that. Everybody doing a video about that. I think what it is everybody is trying to look for remedies, and people are just ready to crash out when somebody was talking about a remedy. I remember when everybody was like, oh, you got to send your stuff to the indenture trustee, and then you got to do all this stuff. And everybody just kept coming to me. So how do I send it to the indenture trustee? I was like, why didn't you go to the people who told you that information and ask them that? That was kind of crazy to me. But what we need to understand is that we need to start reading. Just like I said, I had a consultation, and I wasn't really going to open myself up to a consultation, but I did one. And I was like, okay, sometimes people have to understand when a doctor prescribes you medicine, you got to do your own research. You can't trust what one person said. That's myself. You have to go into your own research. And the problem that people are having is you're listening to too many voices, and you can't hear your own voice. When you hear your own voice, you'll know you're going on the right path when you're taking information. That's why sometimes you have to watch videos multiple times until they resonate with your subconscious, and then your subconscious will guide you around the right way. All right. So look, presentment under UCC subsection 3-501, presentment. Okay. So for some of you guys, I'm sending it to the CFO. Okay. The CFO, sending a letter to the CFO does not mean that the CFO is going to process your payment on time. Also, that can also restrict your payment if it's not structured the right way. And it can also cause your payment to be lost. Okay. So there's everybody that told people to send people to the CFO, but they never told people to look at your agreement and see where payments are supposed to be sent. Look at their website and see where correspondence is supposed to be sent. You see what I'm saying? Look at your agreement. It'll tell you where to send dispute letters, where to send stuff. But people be just sending stuff because you're in a desperation mode. We got to get out of that desperation mode and get into an active mode to where we like, okay, I'm the creditor. It's a my, I understand now what Yusufel was talking about when he was talking about this is all spiritual. When on high frequency radio, he is 100% correct. Okay, a presentment means a demand made by or on behalf of a person entitled to enforce an instrument. Okay, to pay the instrument made to the drawee or party obligated to pay the instrument, or in the case of a note or accepted draft payable at a bank, to the bank, or to accept a draft made to the drawee. The following rules are subject to Article 4. So you got to read Article 4, okay? Agreement of the parties and clearinghouse rules and the like. Okay, so remember, I have a video talking about clearinghouses and stuff like that. So I'm giving you all, I'm breaking down, I'm really breaking down the UCC in the most micro amounts. I'm taking all of this information and I'm breaking it down for you. Like, you see what I'm saying? So that's why you're not understanding it, because once you read the UCC, if you go back to my stuff or you listen to some of the stuff I'm saying, you're like, oh, he broke it down. That's what he did. So look, presentment may be made at the place of payment of the instrument. Okay? So the instrument has to list the place of payment. This is why some of your remittances and your credit card payments are not going through because you're sending it to the wrong address and you don't know what needs to be on the instrument. So then you're just listening to people on the internet and you're not doing your own research. And must be made at the place of payment if the instrument is payable at a bank in the United States, may be made by any commercial reasonable means, including an oral. See, they telling you how you can make agreement is effective when the demand for payment or acceptance is received by the person to whom presentment is made, and is effective if made to any one of the two or more makers, acceptors, or drawees or payers. Well, where do you hear makers, acceptors, drawees, bills of exchange? See, they're giving you the sauce. They're giving you the sauce that you can turn a negotiable instrument or a non-negotiable instrument in a bill of exchange by a payment order. Look, man, upon demand of the person to whom presentment is made, the person making presentment must exhibit the instrument. So you have to exhibit the instrument that you're using to be used for payment, okay? Or the instrument that includes the payment instruction, okay? Give reasonable identification. And if presentment is made on behalf of another person, reasonable evidence of the authority to do so. Sign a receipt on the instrument. What? Sign a receipt on the instrument for any payment made or surrender the instrument if full payment is made. So why is everybody on the internet looking in everybody's comment section? Who's making payment? Is he teaching something different than this? They teaching? It's upon your understanding. What did they just say? They gave you what to do. Sign a receipt on the instrument for any payment made or surrender the instrument if full payment is made without dishonoring the instrument. Wait. Without dishonoring the instrument. Okay, let's see what dishonoring of an instrument is. See, this is what people don't do. You don't do research, you don't ask questions, and that's why it's hard. What is dishonoring an instrument? Okay. Until you guys, and I'm not trying to harp on you, um, dishonor, okay, I did and instead of a. Okay, dishonor a negotiable instrument like a check or a promissory note means the instrument is not honored or paid when presented for payment, typically due to insufficient funds or other reasons. Okay, so what they're saying is that if you do not uh, tender payment or settle the instrument when you have insufficient funds, that what they're saying is the instrument is dishonored. Now, what you guys may not understand is what instruments are they talking about, right? What instruments are they talking about? Until you understand accounting, until you understand banking, you're not going to understand they're talking about what a negotiable instrument is. All of your payments are negotiable instruments. Look at what it just said. Look at what it just said. It said right here in section one, it's telling you, it's saying if the instrument is payable at in the United States, payable at a bank in the United States, may be made by any commercial reasonably means, including an oral. That means if you call over the phone and make a payment, it is a negotiable instrument. Written, that means if you send a letter to the bank, it's a negotiable instrument, depending on how you structure it. Or electronic communication. That's when you go on the internet and do those EFTs and drafts. They are considered negotiable instruments, fam. The whole game is fake. It's not real, fam. All these people tell you gold and silver is this and gold and silver. Fam, I done told y'all, gold and silver, gold is a commodity, dog. Gold is subject to the same principles of accounting as the currency that these people condemn. Talk about you don't have no money, you ain't got no money. This game is so easy. Why y'all want to make it hard? Lauryn Hill, baby. Okay, so without dishonoring the instrument, the party to whom presentment is made may return the instrument for lack of necessary endorsement or refuse payment or acceptance for failure of the presentment to comply with the terms of the instrument and agreement of the parties or other applicable rule of law. Okay? So, if you're sending a remittance and you're not following up with the bank to see what is going on and requesting or demanding credit for your instrument, the bank is right. Did you understand? Man, y'all, I'm telling you, what I'm telling you guys, you need to increase your reading comprehension skills, and a lot of people need to increase your active listening skills. You think I'm not doing that myself? I'm trying to learn how to become a better listener. Why? Because when you become a better listener, you can hear bullshit before it comes. You can hear shit before it happens. You can see when you become a better, you become quiet and you become more observant. You can see things before they happen. Why? Because you're not inundated by other BS. If you go out to a restaurant or stuff, you got to almost keep your head on the swivel. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy the moment, but you can't stay in the moment. You got to stay into yourself. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into that. That's more esoteric. But look, the party to whom presentment is made may treat the presentment as occurring on the next business day after the day of the presentment if the party to whom presentment is made has established to cut off hour not earlier than 2 p.m. for the receipt of processing the instruments presented for payment or acceptance. Okay, so in my comment section, I was asking somebody responded to my response, and we were talking in regards to a statement being a negotiable instrument. The statement per se is not a negotiable instrument, but if you do attach an endorsement to a statement, depending on the structuring of the endorsement, it can cause the endorsement to be the instrument. That's what all of this is about. It's about pay orders. It's not about the actual physical pieces of paper and document. That's why you guys are locked into this because you think it's the document. That's why I read this to you that a negotiable instrument is a phone call, a negotiable instrument, all of this stuff. That's how they play it. And with that being said, this is only information that you get on the winner's circle. And congratulations to one of my, not one of my students, but somebody I did consultations with. She went on her own roll and she got her remedy, and I'm loving it, man. So that's what I like to hear. So I thank y'all for y'all time, and I appreciate y'all viewing this channel. And I'm out.